So will your units be delivered by July? And what happens the rest of the year for Kano?
So at the moment we're
answering customer service emails.
We're very, very focused on building a DNA and a culture that, it's about kind of, delivering on the promise of what we did in the Kickstarter, creating the wow effect on anything, the product, the way we communicate with our customers. That's number one. Number two, making sure that we're building a customer-oriented company, that customers are the most important thing. And if the customers are happy, it means we're doing something good as a team, as a company, that everyone around the company is doing a great job in helping us to delight the customers. And this is at the moment the core focus of the company. Everything else that will happen after that is going to be driven by how much we succeed with these targets.
And you don't want to think too much about July because that's one customer cycle, but you want to have many, many more customer cycles. And you want to, it's, I guess, ideally, you don't want to stop at the Kickstarter, obviously. I mean, you want to sell 10 times that many of units. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want to build.
You've been having pre-sales, I guess, on your website now?
So after a couple of weeks after the Kickstarter, right, we enabled pre-orders on our website, and it's been going on a daily basis, basically. Yeah.
How has that business been post Kickstarter end? I mean, not numbers, but just has it still been a steady pace, or do you find that you have to constantly still be out there to let people know you guys are doing what you're doing?
We're not pushing too much. So, for instance, we're trying to create content around our company, around our culture, around our creation, communicate to the backers constantly, telling them where we are, what we do, support the community. There's a very large Raspberry Pi community, right? There's 2.5 million Raspberry Pis out there in the world. There's a lot of creations, a lot of creativity, a lot of people, and we're trying to build relationship with all of them, with parents, with kids, with teachers, with makers, with people that are just curious and love what we do. So we're focusing a lot about that and telling stories and sharing content through the different channels online. And obviously, it kind of generates more traffic to our website by telling the story and again, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And we're gearing up towards the time where we're actually going to be shipping the product. So it's an intersection of working kind of on the operational side of getting the products and making sure they're ready, and on the other side, constantly evolving, nurturing, and building relationship with different audiences.
What's the difficulty of that task in 6 months to ship that many units, like on 1 to 10? Is it like 7 or is it like 11? I have no idea.
It's...
Because you look at that thing and you're like, oh, just order a bunch from Raspberry Pi, get some keyboards, put it in a box. I mean, I'm guessing it's not that simple, but how hard is it?
Is a lot of it done off-site? So your China manufacturers, are they actually putting together the whole thing and then sending you the finished product?
So first of all, there's several components on the product that are bespoke. We've designed on top of Linux Debian, so we took Raspbian, which was kind of an existing OS for the Raspberry Pi, and on top of that we've built our own operating system, which we're kind of privileged to have these giants building beautiful stuff like the Raspberry Pi, like this OS, and build on top of it something that we want to introduce to our audience and customers. We've designed a whole new keyboard that we're going to introduce that people want to buy just individually as a keyboard. Accessories, the packaging. There was a lot of product development that went on for about a year until you being able to start production, and you have tooling, you need to align everything. There is consistency of design. I would say it's pretty a lot of stuff once you develop software, web, content, packaging, and hardware by yourself, and you need to assemble and manufacture and work with suppliers. Yes, I would say it's a pretty challenging task for any company, especially an early stage startup.
So 10 or 11?
I would say 10 is fair.
Okay. And the weird thing, you don't have like a soft launch really, because it's July and you got to send all the products, and you can't be like, well, let's try sending out 50 or 100 or 200. I mean,
we're going to ship 1,000. There is a target of shipping 1,000 to our early birds, early bird backers from Kickstarter. So they're potentially are going to get the product a month before everyone else.
Wow.
It's the first 1,000.
More deadline pressure.
And that should happen hopefully by end of June. This is the target. We're working very hard to meet the target and kind of, you know, meet the expectations of people.